We're going to learn Perek Zayin, Mishnah Dalid. This Mishnah is going to discuss that if you had a person that washed and had a meal together with other people, then when it's time for benching, all of those people are required to make a mezumin, and therefore they are not allowed to separate their group into two groups if by doing so one of those groups will not be able to make a mezumin or not be able to make the same type of mezumin had they stayed together as one group. This Mishnah is going to have three parts. The first part of the Mishnah is that if you have 3 men that are over bar mitzvah eating together, or 4 men, or 5 men, then when it comes time for benching, those people are not allowed to separate into 2 groups because you will then have one group that won't have 3 men that are over bar mitzvah, and one of those groups will not be able to make a mezumin. Case number 2, however, if you have 6 men that are over bar mitzvah, or 7, or 8, or 9, then they are able to divide into 2 groups. And if there are 9 people that are even able to divide into 3 groups, because each one of those groups will have enough people to be able to make a mezumin. Final case of the Mishnah, case number 3, that if you have 10 people, then they're not able to separate into 2 groups, because then both of those groups would not be able to make a mezumin with Hashem's name. And the same would apply for 11 and 12 and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 people that they are not allowed to divide into 2 groups. However, once they hit the number 20, then they can divide into 2 groups of 10 because each one of those groups will be able to make a mezumin with Hashem's name. We are now going to read the Mishnah inside. Case number 1, Shloisha, if you have 3 Yidden that are over bar mitzvah, Sha'achlu ke'echad, who ate as one, they ate a meal together, then Einon Rashayin are not permitted lechalik to divide up into 2 groups. And V'chein Arba, and so with 4 Yidden, V'chein Chamisha, and so with 5. However, case number 2 of the Mishnah, Shisha Nechalakin, 6 Yidden over bar mitzvah may divide into 2 groups because each group will still be able to make a mezumin. And the same thing with 7, and the same thing with 8, and even 9 will be able to divide into 3 groups, ad asara, until they are 10. Case number 3 of the Mishnah, but va'asara einon nechalakim, if you have 10 Yidden that are over bar mitzvah, then they are not able to divide into 2 groups. And the same thing applies to 11, all the way until 19, ad sheyiyu esrim, until they will be 20 men over bar mitzvah, at which point they can then divide into 2 groups because each group will be able to make a mezumin with Hashem's name.